to another HSO intermission. Today I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the role of the concertmaster. Everyone sees the concertmaster walking on in the concerts, but the biggest part of the concertmaster's role happens before the concerts or rehearsals begin, and that's because we are the primary person to determine the bowings of the string section. What do I mean by that? With our bows, we can go down or up. Now, anyone could do anything at any given time, and it obviously looks best when we're all doing the same thing together, but it also sounds much more uniform if we all do the same bowing, and so that's our goal. So what are some of the decisions we have to make when we talk about going down or up? The bows are unevenly weighted. The heaviest part of the bow is here at what's called the frog, where we hold the bow. And then the tip of the bow, as you can see, is much thinner and lighter. So it's much easier to play loudly down here at the frog. Now, all these things we do in consultation with the conductor. But when we want to play really loudly, we generally want to be at the frog. And if we want to play something really quietly, we choose to play at the tip. If we want to play a phrase that starts softer and gets louder, we'd rather start at the tip where it's light and then move to the frog. We can do the same thing going the other direction, but it's a lot harder and takes more work and just isn't as natural, and we like to do what's natural. In addition to deciding whether we're going to go up or down bow, we also want to make a decision about how many notes to put on a bow. Sometimes we'll put several notes on one bow, as I just demonstrated. It could be 8 notes or more. It could be 2 notes on each bow. It could be 1 note on each bow. We also want to decide if those notes, especially if we're just doing 1 on a bow, if they are smooth, as I just played, or if they're short, or even sometimes a little bit bouncy. As you can hear, those are all very different styles. Sometimes we even like to mix them up a little bit. So before the rehearsals begin, I'll work with Johannes sometimes and ask him what he wants to help me make the decisions. I work with the other string principals ahead of time, and then once we get into the rehearsals, we do a lot of talking with each other and with Johannes. Sometimes we have to change. Sometimes if a soloist has some different plan, we'll have to adjust. But we all work together. We spend a lot of time watching each other. And playing strings, when you're a string player, it's almost sometimes easier to watch other string players and watch the principal string players than watch the conductor, to make sure we're together and we're all doing the same thing so we sound as uniform as possible. So if you could see a close-up look of each of us during a rehearsal or a concert, we sort of have one eye on the conductor and one eye on the other principal string players. Once we get to the concert, the role of the concertmaster is a much more formal representative role. So when I walk on stage and take a bow, I'm not doing that for myself. I'm really doing that on behalf of all of the musicians on stage. And that's our way of thanking you for coming to the concert. When I shake Johannes's hand at the end of the concert, it's not because he's thanking me. It's a representative role. He's thanking all of the musicians, and we're shaking hands to demonstrate our partnership in that effort. And so I'd like to look at this video, and my presentation today is sort of a representative role on behalf of the orchestra, to thank you all for your continued support, to thank you for continuing to watch these videos, and thank you for all you do for Holland Symphony. Have a good week.